Mass amounts of greenhouse gases being released annually into the atmosphere are the cause for atmospheric temperature increases. The buildup of heat fuels for future extreme weather events. Due to the warming of the atmosphere, ocean temperatures are increasing as well. Drawing their energy from the warmer ocean temperatures, hurricanes are becoming more intense and dangerous due to the effects of climate change. Warmer atmospheric temperatures causes mass amounts of water to be evaporated and held for longer periods of time. This can lead to severe droughts in drier regions. In the United States West, a mega drought is currently ongoing in the worst it's been in 1,000 years. Once there is enough water in the atmosphere, it is released at once in extreme amounts, an event that can be also observed in the United States West. These mass evaporation trends are only going to worsen in areas known for extreme heat periods. Austin and Houston, Texas have been experiencing record high temperatures for extended amounts of time. Due to these climate change-induced heat waves, demand for air conditioning has caused fuel and energy strains, leading to more demand on fossil fuel usage. Over the past 10 to 15 years, extreme weather events have become more frequent due to climate change, an example being precipitation. In the United States, annual precipitation has been increasing by 0.2 inches. However, simultaneously, southern states have been experiencing increased drought. 2018 U.S. rainfall had broken records, receiving 36 inches over a year-long period, 6 inches over the average. Also, as the differences in colder polar temperatures and warmer equator temperatures decrease, the differences in wind speed will lower, leading to a lower number of tornadoes in dry regions such as the U.S. Great Plains. However, in regions with more moisture, such as the U.S. East, tornadoes are becoming more frequent and powerful. Although tornadoes are difficult to link with climate change, the number of days occurring with more than 30 tornadoes has been increasing ever since the 1980s. Assuming we continue our patterns of CO2 emissions, by the end of this century, global temperatures could reach 5 to 10 degrees Fahrenheit higher and cause devastating droughts and floods.
Humans are much to blame for global warming and extreme weather events. One of the main contributors is the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and gas. We use fossil fuels to get energy for electricity, powering vehicles, heating homes, powering industries, etc. All these things also cause pollution. This graph shows our emissions of carbon dioxide in billion tons. As one can see, our usage of fossil fuels has increased tremendously over the years since the Industrial Revolution. Now we are releasing around 35 billion tons of carbon dioxide a year because of fossil fuels. Deforestation is also an alarming issue as trees are being cut down at an extremely unsustainable rate of about 36 football fields per minute. The trees then release stored carbon dioxide and cannot perform photosynthesis anymore to help regulate carbon dioxide levels. Producing food to feed humans is the cause of 26% of greenhouse gas emissions. Although this is inevitable with 8 billion people, the way we have catered our diets has made the problem a lot worse. Meat is the main food contributor of carbon dioxide emissions. We currently have more than 1.5 billion cows, 2 billion pigs, and 22 billion chickens on Earth. Due to the high demand of meat, of the land dedicated to agriculture, 80% is used to support livestock feeding. Not to mention that all these animals also produce waste.
As storms pass over warm ocean waters, they pull in more water vapor and heat, meaning stronger winds, heavier rainfall, and overflowing flooding. Although rainfall can replenish water supplies and support agriculture, intense storms can damage property, cause loss of life, and temporarily disable costly essential services, such as transportation, telecommunications, energy, and water supplies. Additionally, more frequent and intense extreme heat can cause illnesses and deaths, especially among vulnerable populations, and can damage crops. Afghanistan temperatures increased by 1.8 degrees Celsius, which is 35.24 degrees Fahrenheit. Rainfall has also decreased by 40%, which causes drought threats. There is also extreme flooding in other areas of the country, such as the capital, Kabul. It produces much of the country's agricultural yields, which has been hit hard by both droughts and floods, which has increased the threat of hunger. As time passes, Earth will suffer colder winters because of the rapidly warming Arctic. Scientists believe that it is weakening the jet stream and causing disruptions of the polar vortex. Polar vortex refers to the bands of wind and low air pressure near the North Pole, which usually locks cold air over the Arctic. When the bands break down, the ice air can escape in the form of freezing winters. In 2021, a snowstorm knocked out power for nearly 4.5 million homes in Texas as the icy conditions and heating demands overwhelmed the region's power supply. More than 100 people died, and the storms caused around $295 billion in damage. According to local news, this winter in California was the coldest winter on the Central Coast in Los Angeles since 1978. Normally, a cold blow would pass by quickly, but this time it was hanging out in the area for a while. It's not just a California phenomenon, it's all across the country.
A few ways you can help solve global warming are saving energy at home, walking, biking, or investing in an electric car, eating less meat, considering less airplane travel, wasting less food, and reducing, reusing, and recycling. Doing these things will help emit less carbon dioxide into our atmosphere. Some things that the government should change to help combat global warming are keeping fossil fuels buried, changing the country's energy source to nuclear or renewable energy, insulating homes better instead of using heaters that burn fossil fuels, and repairing nature. Preserving and replenishing nature is one of the most important things in reversing climate change. Using nature to take the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and replacing it with oxygen would stop the rising temperatures. Plants also help against extreme weather. Wetlands store water in the ground for droughts. Mediterranean cypress trees help against the spread of wildfires, and plants keep soil in place to help against landslides. Ways you can help nature are cleaning up at the beach, growing your own food, or even just planting a tree.